Marking the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between China and Seychelles, Seychelles President Patrick Herminie gives an exclusive interview to Leaders Talk.
China as a country has done a lot to help us in terms of nation building, capacity building, training and stuff like that. So we are very, very grateful for that.
He says he is delighted by China's development achievements.
China is way, way, way ahead of many countries that I've visited when it comes to technology and digitalization, the digital revolution.
He also speaks highly of President Xi Jinping's vision of building a community with a shared future for humanity and the 4 major global initiatives.
I agree with it because it calls for collaboration over confrontation, unity over division, and mutual benefit over zero-sum thinking.
Leaders Talk. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Leaders Talk, where we meet leaders, thinkers, and trailblazers. I'm He Yanhe. I'm in Seychelles, the African country closest to China, and behind me is the State House, where we'll soon speak with the President Patrick Herminie. As 2026 marks 50 years of China-Seychelles diplomatic ties, how does he view future cooperation? And amid profound global changes, how does he see President Xi Jinping's initiatives and the vision of a community with a shared future for mankind? Let's find out more in our conversation. President Herminie, it's our great pleasure to have you on Leaders Talk today.
Thank you.
Well, firstly, congratulations on your election as the President of Seychelles.
Thank you.
President Xi Jinping sent you a message of congratulations, reflecting the long-standing friendship between the two countries. And you have described China as a reliable and trusted friend. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and the Seychelles. So looking ahead, how do you envision further deepening and elevating the strategic partnership?
Okay, first of all, my heartfelt greetings to President Xi Jinping. Our relationship with China, like you rightly pointed out, spans over a period of 50 years. China as a country has done a lot to help us in terms of nation building, capacity building, training and stuff like that, as well as the development of infrastructure. So we are very, very grateful for that. And we hope that this relationship continues of our mutual benefits. China is now very advanced in many fields, especially in technology, digitalization, AI. Definitely these are areas that we are looking forward to cooperate with China and learn from their expertise and experience to help us with our own development, given the digital revolution ongoing now in the world.
Actually, not only between the two countries, the United Seychelles Party have long maintained close friendship. In 2024, you visited China as the party leader. Since emphasized the potential for both parties and both countries to deepen cooperation through exchanges of governance experience. So, what tangible outcome do you expect through these exchanges?
Oh, definitely. First of all, better public administration, economic governance, of course, the capacity building for party cadres. China has a vast experience in that field. Yes, we expect our young people, our youth people-to-people exchange. We expect to see a few of them going to China very soon. In fact, I think there's a cohort of 15 who will be going to China to, to learn the political science and stuff like that, to enable us as a party to progress, given all the challenges that exist not only in Seychelles, but in the world. So yes, we expect to learn a lot and to benefit a lot from that relationship. And in difficult moments, China has helped us, and we are very grateful for that.
President Herminie, tell us more about your experience and impression of China during your last visit, and what's your major take on Chinese path towards modernization?
Surprised, I was impressed by the level of development, technological development, and the use of artificial intelligence for better public service, smart services. China is way, way, way ahead of many countries that I have visited when it comes to technology and digitalization, the digital revolution. I think China is leading the world. That's my personal opinion. When I first visited China some 35 years ago, there were only bicycles.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
A long time ago. Bicycles all over the place.
Yeah.
But today, China, I mean, it's just incredible. The roads, the cars, it's a revolution. It's not even a revolution, it's a transformation of our society. And I think, yes, we've done very well. And I was very, very, very impressed with what I saw.
On the eastern coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean lie 115 islands that form the Republic of Seychelles. With a land area of just 456 square kilometers, the country boasts an exclusive economic zone of about 1.4 million square kilometers. Its architecture, music, and festivals blend African, European, and Asian influences. Tourism and fisheries are the country's two main economic pillars, with tourism contributing more than 70% of the GDP. About half of its territory is designated as nature reserves. In recent years, Seychelles has pursued low-carbon development and strengthened cooperation with China in areas such as green energy and the blue economy.
The economic and trade relations between the two countries have showed strong momentum. Actually, I got the data here. From January to September 2025, bilateral trade reached $55 million, reaching a year-on-year increase of 22.9%. So, in your view, what factors have driven this robust growth?
First of all, China, or the Chinese, they've been from the very outset, that is at the beginning of the formation of Seychelles, they were the main traders. But this has increased over the years, mainly because of easier access to market. And of course, greater interest by the private sector and the public as well in Chinese goods. And at the same time, we are now importing cars from China. So it can only get better, it can only increase the trade relation between the two countries.
Yeah. Once I step out of the airport, I saw some Chinese electric vehicles passing by. Looking ahead, how do you plan to further deepen and expand bilateral economic and trade cooperation during your term in office?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there is a lot of potential, starting with the blue economy itself and important aspects of the blue economy like aquaculture, mariculture. We have a lot of potential here, and we can develop those potentials. This is the future for e-governance, for economic efficacy. Artificial intelligence is now the future of the world, so to speak. So, and we feel that China can help us tremendously here.
I noticed that you highlighted the digital economy many times. Could you elaborate on your vision in that field?
Yes, yeah, we do have a vision. We, first of all, would like to have e-governance in Seychelles, e-government. I think one of the major causes of inefficiency of bureaucracy is the lack of digitalization. That would help us tremendously. Of course, we are looking at things like fintech, smart services, all of which you need a strong digitalization process in place.
China has announced its readiness to grant 53 African countries having diplomatic relations with China zero tariff treatment for 100% tariff lies through the negotiation and signing of the agreement of China-Africa Economic Partnership for Shared Development. What positive implications does this initiative hold for Seychelles and for African countries?
Definitely. I mean, the competitiveness, the competitiveness of our goods would be tremendously improved. And at the same time, it can spur certain development, especially when it comes to blue economy. That may encourage local businesses to go into business like aquaculture, the production of a lot of seafoods that are consumed in China, even in agriculture. Why not? So it can only encourage people to produce more, to export to China. When we have this zero tariff access.
What potential do you see two countries' cooperation in the green development?
It's big because for us, our environment is of primordial importance. You are island states in the middle of the Indian Ocean. You have sea level rising, coral bleaching, and stuff like that. Migration of fish, so many things against us. So it is in our advantage to ensure that the green economy, so to speak, prospers in the country with the help of people who has the expertise and knowledge in that area. And then we have agriculture, not only trying to export to China, but China now is the leader in agri-tech, hydroponics and stuff like that. We have very limited land in Seychelles, as you know, so we have to start growing vertically. And this is one area where I personally would seek the help of China eventually. Yesterday there was a formal handing over of some e-bike as part of the carbon-free zone initiative, green environment. So we're on the right track. Yeah, I think we're doing well in that issue. Yeah.
So, facing the rise of unilateralism and protectionism, how do you see China's determinations to uphold the free trade and the expand high-speed opening up continuously?
You see, unilateralism is always a problem. And China being an economic giant, we can benefit. When I say we, not only Seychelles, but the global South, Africa, with more competitive goods. But at the same time, we are not at the mercy of some of our former colonial masters. So that's a good news for us.
You chose to study medicine at the university and spent many years working on the public health sector. What motivated your transition from a medical professional to a political leader?
That's a very good question. As a clinical doctor, to every ill there is a pill. That's the paradigm, that's the approach. Whereas with public health, it is wide. You have social determinants, that determine the health of the community. In public health, you are looking at the community. Whereas in hospital, you are looking at one patient. So this is what I like about public health. It's that I'm taking care of the health of the nation. Okay? And secondly, from public health, I move on to politics. Because I think I was born a politician. I love politics all of my life. And of course, I've always wanted to make changes to the lives of people. So this is why I've gone into politics and eventually to become the president of my country.
Since 1986, successive Chinese medical teams have arrived in Seychelles, serving as bridges of friendship between China and Seychelles.
Did the surgery done. I didn't feel any pain. Dr. Zhao is a very trustworthy doctor, reliable one. He's a very attentive doctor also.
Patient Maurice suffered from severe vomiting caused by intestinal obstruction and was in critical life.
I want to go to China because the Chinese doctor is the one who gave me life.
The 20th Chinese medical team currently working in Seychelles consists of 6 doctors, treating more than 100 patients on average every day.
Chinese doctors is that they have good dexterity and they are always open and ready to teach.
Actually, we have seen that the Chinese medical teams have been serving the people in Seychelles for over 4 decades, actually. The Peace Ark Hospital ship has visited the country twice, delivering the medical services. So how do you assess the value and impact of China-Seychelles cooperation in the field of medicine and public health?
Yeah. Oh, great, because I worked with Chinese doctors whilst I was practicing medicine.
Oh, really?
Yes. And they are very experienced, very knowledgeable. And of course, some of the unorthodox medicine, oriental, so to speak, like acupuncture, was basically introduced by the Chinese doctors, medical professionals. The Peace Ark shows the confidence that our people have in Chinese medical standard. And as you know, the turnout was the biggest ever in the world per capita. We've benefited a lot from your expertise in the field of health. And of course, we've had very few cases of people, of our students learning Oriental medicine, Chinese medicine. You have good universities, you have good hospitals. There again, we can send our young professionals to study, and depend their knowledge.
Actually, geographically, Seychelles is the closest African country to China. In your view, can this position proximity make Seychelles a new bridge connecting China and the African continent, especially Eastern African countries?
Definitely. It can be a bridge. And from there, you can have the exportation of cultures, from trade between China and Africa via Seychelles. I think we are a very important link in that new Silk Road initiative where we are based. And from Seychelles, we can launch so many things to Africa and vice versa from Africa, Seychelles to China. I think we are strategically placed for that.
So how do you view the principle for China's Africa policy put forward by President Xi Jinping? I mean, the principle of sincerity, real results, amity, and good faith.
It resonates very well with our own policy. We believe in mutual respect, mutual benefits, international cooperation, peace, and an outcome that is good for everybody. So we fully support this initiative by President Xi.
Actually, President Xi Jinping has also articulated a people-centered development philosophy, emphasizing that people's aspiration for better life is our goal. And you once observed that leadership for you is about ensuring people living with dignity and hope. So what renaissance and inspiration can this shared value or concepts bring to the development and cooperation between the two countries?
People-centered development can only bring fairness to a society, justice, social justice. So we fully support the initiative, the idea of President Xi, that whatever development we have, it's not for a few, but for the many.
In the context of profound changes unseen in a century, President Xi Jinping has introduced a series of initiatives, including the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, the Global Civilization Initiative, the Global Governance Initiative, and the vision of a community with a shared future for mankind. How do you interpret the relevance of this initiative and the vision?
But I think these initiatives are very important because they are trying to tackle emerging issues, emerging problems. And I agree with it because it calls for collaboration over confrontation, unity over division, and mutual benefit over zero-sum thinking. So as long as it benefits the whole world, then yes, they should be encouraged and they should be respected and appreciated. One of the leaders that I would love to meet, President Xi. Well, he seems to be a very progressive man, very disciplined, a strong stance against corruption. Yeah, this is the kind of leader we need these days. He also believes in Chinese sovereignty, and is definitely against hegemony, and you know, a modern day progressive politician. And we've seen his performance when it comes to the economy. I mean, China has done extremely well, so he can balance the two, that common prosperity with a sort of market-free economy, which has benefited a lot of people in your country.
And after taking office, you have reaffirmed your strong commitment to the One China policy. So what significance does this policy hold for China-Seychelles relations?
We strongly support the One China policy. It is out of respect for the Chinese sovereignty. We've always supported that policy, and we would always support China in the One China policy at all forums, international or otherwise, because we believe that there is one China.
The visa-free travel between China and the Seychelles has been in place almost 13 years. Actually, for a lot of Chinese travelers, they regarded Seychelles as a stunning paradise. So what's your recommendations for Chinese travelers looking forward to visiting Seychelles?
They should come to Seychelles because this is probably the most beautiful islands in the world. The forest, the ecosystem, our seas, I mean, it's just incredible, you know. We've been blessed by God himself. So this is why I feel we can, with the proper marketing, we can attract many more Chinese tourists to our shores. Even if we can get only 0.0001% of the Chinese market, that would be more than enough for our country.
People-to-people exchanges between China and Seychelles, spanning mountains and seas, are becoming a warm bond linking the two nations. In recent years, more people from Seychelles have joined Chinese language classes, and cultural exchanges have continued to expand in both scope and form. In 2012, Seychelles presented China with a pair of Aldabra tortoises. After settling at the Beijing Zoo, the pair helped deepen the Chinese public's understanding of Seychelles.
Before the interview, I walked through the State House. I noticed a very lovely animal, giant tortoise, living here. Actually, I would like to share your video. You must feel exciting about it.
Where is that?
This is in Beijing.
In the Beijing Zoo.
Beijing Zoo,
Beijing
yeah.
Zoo, yes, yes. Yeah.
It's quite popular with the zoo visitors. Yeah, and it's always regarded as the envoy of the friendship between two countries.
Exactly. But the fact that we have our tortoise in China is a testament of that strong relationship that exists between the two of us. Our tortoises are sacred. We love them, we protect them. So when we give them away, it means a lot to us.
And also, it's said that like 1 in every 33 people here have learned Chinese in the local Confucius Institute. Mm-hmm. So how huge the potential of the people-to-people exchanges we should be strengthened between these two countries.
When it comes to the Confucius Institute at UNICE, it simply shows that we have come to realize that Mandarin is probably the language of the future. You know, today we have English, but the way China is expanding in terms of commerce, trade, and technology, yes, there will be a need for people in the future to know Mandarin, to speak and read Mandarin.
Do you have any idea about Chinese cuisine?
Oh, yes, yes. I'm a big fan of Chinese cuisine.
Oh, what kind of food do you like?
Everything. Everything Chinese. I love, yeah. It's true, it's a fact. It's the taste. I can eat it every day, you know? Yeah. No, I think you have the best cuisine in the world.
This Chinese restaurant in Victoria, the capital of Seychelles, is one President Patrick Herminie often visits. The restaurant manager once studied and worked in China. By blending Chinese flavors with local seafood, the restaurant has created a distinctive island cuisine.
为了地道的中国味儿，建了一座农场。其实，当我走进那片隐藏在印度洋海岛间的菜园的时候，翠绿的上海青顺着田垄铺展开，架子上的豇豆垂吊着如绿莲一般，还有墙角的韭菜散发着熟悉的馨香。恍惚间，我竟忘了此刻身处离家万里的异国他乡。
The Chinese flavors favored by President Patrick Herminie bear witness to the friendly exchanges between the two countries. On January 29th, he attended the 2026 Spring Festival reception hosted by the Chinese Embassy in Seychelles. While sipping tea and learning about Chinese New Year traditions, he wrote the character Fu, symbolizing peace and good fortune in the new year, and penned festive greetings for the year of the horse.
Yeah, actually, the upcoming year is the year of the horse. The horse in Chinese culture symbolizes like strength, speed, and success. So, what kind of messages would you like to share with Chinese audiences, the Chinese community in Seychelles, and all friends celebrating Chinese New Year?
I would like to extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to the Chinese people, to the Chinese community in Seychelles, and to all the friends of China. And I hope and pray that this new year will bring more hope, happiness, and prosperity, not only for China, but for the whole world.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. President. Thanks for your time and grateful insights.
Thank you very much.
President Herminie said China is a trusted development partner of Seychelles with strong potential for cooperation in digital, green, and people-to-people exchanges. He expressed a willingness to deepen cooperation with China and advance bilateral relations. Thank you for watching this episode of Leaders Talk. See you next time.